Hoy me encuentro en Lajpat Nagar, una zona, un barrio muy antiguo en el sur de Delhi, y estamos aquí para para entrevistar a un entrenador de la danza de bachata, y estamos aquí en una cafetería que se llama Not Just Chai. Así que gracias a Not Just Chai en Lajpat Nagar por darnos el espacio y el tiempo para entrevistarle a mi invitado de hoy, a quien yo voy a presentar muy pronto.
Today I lived there for a few months. I went to Puerto Rico as well. So just like how close I feel to the culture and living that culture in Dominican Republic itself. In spite of that, all these different Afro-Caribbean, African culture influence these islands, and from where you see like a lot of these dance forms have developed from African culture or the roots from Africa, right? And indigenous people, and also influence from Europe. So most of the teachers were fusion teachers in India. You can say 90% or maybe 95%. So when you are sitting in country like that, most of the festivals are around fusion world.
Hola y bienvenidos a mi canal de YouTube Español por Dentro. Estoy aquí con un invitado muy especial. Pues el motivo de mi canal es siempre acercarse a las diferentes culturas de la India, de España, de América Latina. Y estoy aquí con un invitado muy especial desde el mundo de la danza, desde Caribe, desde América Latina. Estoy aquí con el entrenador de la danza de bachata, una danza latinoamericana, Aman Bassi. Aman, thank you so much for being here on my channel.
Thank you very much, Siddharth, for having me here.
No, it's absolutely wonderful to have you, Aman. And I was just telling my viewers in Spanish that the channel is all about bridging cultures between India, Spain, and Latin America. And what better than dance as a great motivator to be able to bring people together. And what you are doing here in Delhi, bringing the culture of something that is miles and miles away from India, is something fantastic. So thank you so much once again for being on my channel.
Definitely, like what can be better than bringing things what you love from different culture to your culture.
Yeah, great. So let me just introduce Aman Bassi for all those who don't know him. Aman is a bachata educator and co-founder of Amarge Flow India and Bachata La Cultura's founder as well. He started his teaching in the USA with a belief that he can make a difference in people's lives, including his own. He has trained in many different dance forms such as salsa, bachata, merengue, gaga, son, and bolero. He is also a certified Amarge Flow instructor and has done his major bachata training under ACE Fusion. He is also certified as a Bachata Cultural Ambassador by Rodolfo Montano. He has been trained in the USA, Dominican Republic under many instructors such as Fari Feo, Rodolfo Montano, ACE Fusion, Carolina Rosa, Evelyn Elisa, and Sebastian Luis, and Andrea, Yeni Ventura, Ana Saldana, Elizabeth Bido, Alien Ramirez, Frank Suave. So he has huge amounts of experience working with various instructors, and that I think will make this interview so much more enriching. So Aman, with such a huge body of work and experience behind you, once again for me it's an honor to have you on my channel. So I would like to start, Aman, by tracing your journey all the way back. So how did your journey from learning bachata in the USA to teaching in India begin, and what inspired you to start training students in Delhi?
I think like what changed for me was like I was already teaching in US in around 2022. So after 2023, so I started teaching in 2023, and before coming to India, I came to India for some personal reasons. But before coming to India, I went to India. I lived there for a few months. I went to Puerto Rico as well. So just like how close I feel to the culture and living that culture in Dominican Republic itself inspired me to keep teaching it when I came to India. And like when I came to India, I saw that there is a gap in people's understanding about bachata. I saw that opportunity for me to educate people about bachata, because I was the only one until at that point of time who have experienced the culture itself and who was aware about the culture. So when you love something, you don't want people to do it wrong, so you want to make them aware about the culture, educate them about things what you have seen. So I saw it as a responsibility for me to educate people who were unaware about bachata.
Fantastic, Aman. And before we move it, just a shout out to the place where we are shooting at. So this is not just Chai in Lajpat Nagar, South Delhi. Once again, thank you to JK, the owner, and thank you to Aman for getting us this place. Aman, now I'd like to ask you that you have trained in many dance forms like salsa, merengue, son, bolero, and gaga. So how have these styles influenced your bachata teaching?
I think these styles has not only influenced my teaching but also my journey as a dancer, because when you go to Dominican Republic or the Caribbean island, all of these places, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Puerto Rico, all these places have culture which influenced each other. So all these dance forms are coming from these islands, and which start back. You need to understand even the history before pre-colonization. So in 1492, when like first time when Christopher Columbus or like Europeans settled down, like Tainos people were living in some of these indigenous islands, and from there you can see like how these different, and then slaves come also, because they wanted to do sugar plantation or they wanted to get the resources from these countries, so they wanted slave, and for that reason they brought African slaves from Africa, from Congo region or from other regions, and because of that, all these different Afro-Caribbean, African culture influence these islands, and from where you see like a lot of these dance forms have developed from African culture or the roots from Africa, right? And indigenous people, and also influence from Europe. So all these different culture has influenced all these different dance forms. So now when you go to these islands, you will see the influence of salsa, son, merengue, bachata, salsa, guaracha, rumba. All these different dance forms are being done in these different islands, right? So now when India itself, there are a lot of people who are dancing son, bolero, merengue, bachata, gaga, compa. So now when on the same island people are dancing all these different dance forms, it's very realistic for people to influence these dance forms with each other, because in the same place they are playing salsa, they are playing bachata. So now if I as a dancer is dancing salsa or no salsa, and a little bit about bachata, maybe my bachata is influenced with salsa. So when you see in culture, you will see a lot of influence coming from all these dance forms. So me learning all these dance forms has definitely given me an understanding, okay, how in people are dancing and how their dance is being influenced and where the things are coming from. So I am able to relate more when I see dancers dancing in the culture. So, and from where their essence are coming from, right? So understanding that those dances have helped me understanding the essence of the culture more.
Wow, that's fantastic. And so now talking about the Dominican Bachata dance, so what makes Dominican Bachata culturally different from the modern social Bachata style that we see very popular today?
I feel like again for me like bachata is only one which is dancing, which is being danced in the culture, right? Rest is fusion to me, because to me the styles only exist within DR, Dominican Republic, which is like influenced from different regions, how people are dancing in Pune, how people are dancing within different regions, and the influence of other dance styles coming along within the region. And to me what is bachata is that is how people are dancing into my culture. Rest, now people take that knowledge and fusing with their own dance form, it becomes fusion to me, right? So what I see is when people have lack of awareness and they don't really understand the essence of bachata, and in different parts of the world, maybe they didn't have access, they didn't have enough resources to understand the essence of it. I feel that they start fusing, or their understanding or their reality of bachata is way different from how it is danced in culture. For example, when I started my dance journey, and my first teachers didn't make me understand what bachata truly stands for, right? So for me, the reality of bachata is different than what it is today. So what I feel is that some of the people who are dancing in social world has no access, or maybe has limited access to what bachata really stands for, because of the instructors not having that understanding about bachata. So I think the gap is lack of awareness about the culture. So they are dancing fusion to me, and not really coming from the place of essence, because when you see in the culture, these dancers, it's a part of their culture, it's not like a studio technique based thing. Now there are definitely instructors there.
Right. Yeah. So, Aman, talking about the training that you received, you trained under renowned instructors, which I told at the introduction, like Rodolfo Montano, Ace Fusion. So, what are some of the biggest lessons you learned from training under these people?
I think for me it's about whenever I learn with anyone, or the names you have talked about, Ace, Rodolfo, or anyone else like Farifeo, like what I think my biggest lesson has always been is understanding their mindset and how they work. So when I met Ace, I think from them, like the biggest lesson for me was to connect to the fundamentals, and I think connect to music and connect to your own fundamentals. So I was a fusion dancer back then, and I didn't know anything about culture, about really the music, and like what bachata truly stands for. So my biggest lesson with them is understanding more about what bachata truly stands for, and connecting to music more, right? And focus on the fundamentals more than the patterns. Keep your dancing simple, and focus more on your fundamentals and what is the essence of the dance form. With Rodolfo, I feel like he gave me the culture essence. Like when I see him dancing, I feel that he holds the essence, or he's an embodiment of different dance form that is happening in DR. And like when you see one person, his body embodies all those different dance forms, which is melting under one body. So to me, the biggest lesson with him was like how you can be like so enriched with culture when you dance, when you understand so many different nuances about different dance form and how they are influencing the bachata.
Very well. It's actually interesting that you said that initially you just knew the fusion, but when you trained under these people, you really learned a lot more. Because my question next is actually, as a certified Bachata Cultural Ambassador, if I put it that way, how important it is for dancers whom you train to understand the roots and history of Bachata.
I think for me, like that's the biggest thing, because I believe that if I don't share history and roots of bachata with people, with time it will get lost. Because I feel that like in today's world, like the amount of fusion teachers are so much as compared to people who are teaching the roots and the culture. And if we stop teaching that part to our students, slowly it will get lost, because now you see how many dance forms which were existing before is in fashion today. No, what is in fashion today is like how many instructors are teaching the newer dance form, and people want to learn more of that because of the demand, and the whole industry is establishing around that, right? So if we don't take a stand to keep the roots alive, I feel like that will slowly get lost. So I see that is very important, so that we can trace where the things have come from.
Right, absolutely. Aman, talking about teaching to Indian students, what are the biggest challenges you face while teaching bachata to Indian students who may be completely new, to Latin dance culture?
I think the biggest challenge for anyone is first lack of awareness, because you are sitting in a country who does not understand the culture from other country, right? So, and they are being spoiled with the thing that about fusion, right? So,
Yeah.
most of the teachers were fusion teachers in India. You can say 90% or maybe 95%. So when you are sitting in country like that, most of the festivals are around fusion world.
Right.
So for them, the reality of bachata was that. So when I came in, like I have to really change that mindset and bring that awareness what bachata truly stands for. So I think the biggest challenge which I see is that embodying the culture of bachata to students, and for that I put a lot of effort so that they can understand what it truly stands for. And the second is music, right? So apart from my social, I didn't see any social in Delhi, which were really playing the completely bachata music. Most of the socials only play fusion music.
Yeah, very, very, very valid point, Aman, you make. And many people join dance classes not just for dancing, but also for confidence and emotional expression and connecting with people. So, have you seen bachata transform your students' lives in some way or the other?
I think yes. I have seen a lot of people's life got transformed through dance, because at the end, dance is an expression. So, like, some people are not really confident, but when they get an environment to feel heard, to feel confident, and when they get an environment where people are supporting them, I feel like that really touched them, because at the end of the day, everyone want to be belong in certain place, or so when I see people get close to the community and to the culture, I think a lot of people feel included.
Right.
A lot of people feel belonged, and also like some people also like connecting with the culture.
Right, right. So, Aman, talking about like what common mistakes do beginners make in bachatas, and what advice would you give to someone attending their very first social dance night?
I think big when you say beginner, I feel like the problem is not with someone being a beginner. The problem is a beginner holding a beginner mindset for so long. I think the biggest challenge for any beginner I see is the mindset. If they have a right mindset and they know what they need to focus on, and whom they need to hear, what they need to be surrounded by, I think they will go fast. But the problem what I see in today's world is that most of the people, even though they are beginners, they hold a beginner mindset. If they can advance their mindset, their growth will advance way faster, and they want to move faster, which slows them down, because they don't focus on the right areas, which is strengthening your fundamentals.
Right. And how have you seen the bachata scene in Delhi, Aman, evolve over the years? How has it evolved, and what changes would you like to see going ahead?
I think definitely since I have come, I'm the only teacher who teaches bachata culturally here. There are a few others who teaches, but not just purely that, right? So what I think when I came brought awareness about bachata, and also I have created my own community, which I have my own social, which plays bachata culturally, and like 100% bachata, no remixes. So and different dance forms that are being played, like for example merengue, different music genre, merengue, son, salsa, bachata, so bolero. So when I play that in the socials, I feel like and when I inspire people to learn about the roots and culture, what change I have seen is that people started or having that curiosity to learn more about the culture, and really understand what bachata stands for. So I think slowly that change is coming in whole Indian community, that like they need to learn and educate themselves about bachata and the essence. And I think that's one thing which I would also like to change in instructor mindset, not just people, because my journey has been challenging, because initially when there's no proper community who really just dance bachata
Right.
and not fusion, you need to be patient and you need to just keep working what you're doing for a long period of time to develop that community. Now I feel there is a stable community I have and it's getting more developed.
Right.
But I think one thing which I like to see the change is an instructor mindset and they getting more open and playing that music in their socials so that like their students can also understand more about bachata.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And well, just to wrap up this fantastic interview with you, I would like you to talk a little bit about your initiatives, Amarge Flow India and Bachata La Cultura. So talk us a little bit about those initiatives and what vision do you have for the future of authentic bachata in India through these initiatives?
So I think like Amagi Flow India is the company which where I'm teaching, right? Through which I'm teaching. That's my brand. Amagi Flow is a brand from New York. Like that is my mentor Ace Fusion.
Okay.
So I am running Amagi Flow India, which is I am the co-founder with Ace Fusion.
Right.
So the initiative of that is like providing education around the culture and around bachata, so that we can create more awareness and more aware cultural dancers in the community. And other thing is to create a community which feels inclusive, which is queer friendly because my mentor is queer. So this space is belong to everyone, not just male, female, but to all genders, all races. So that is the cool with. Now talking about Bachata Cultura, that is my brand, completely my brand, and I started that as a social media page, which with the vision of showing all people having access to more cultural dancing, because I see pages around fusion dancing. So I wanted to create a page, give more understanding about the culture. So that is a page through which I want to create more awareness in India, so that people can say dancers from all around the world, because they all collaborate, or Indian people, dancers who are growing, India can see them, so that they have more awareness about what bachata stands for. And my third initiative is Voipaya, which means let's go. There's a song by Anthony Santos also, Voipaya.
Okay.
But the vision around that is to create a social dance scene or a community where people can really connect to the culture within the community. So the social, create that environment for people to have music around how you feel it in a culture, like Latin music, not just fusion music, not just music, modern music, but music around merengue, salsa, bachata, soul, bolero, and different kind of bachatas within how they play in the culture.
Okay. Great, fantastic. Aman, this time has just flown by talking to you. We've come to the end of the interview. Just to let you all know, we are shooting this video, recording this at Not Just Chai in Lajpat Nagar, South Delhi. So please do check this out. I'll be sharing the link of this location in the description of the video. Once again, thank you so much, Aman, for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here, and hope to see you sometime soon again.
And follow me on
Absolutely.
So,
Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you very much, Siddharth, for introducing me to your audience. And I just want to say thank you for listening to me. And I would like to see all of you, getting more knowledge about the culture. And if you want to be aware about, what Bachata truly stands for, follow my page, Move with Aman, and also my other page is Amage Flow India, Bachata La Cultura, or Voipaya, to be aware about how Bachata is being danced in Delhi. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And Aman, if you can please also share where your studio is located in Delhi, so that those who would like to learn bachata can join your classes there.
So I teach in Dance Nirvana. I run that studio in Sialbag. So anyone who want to learn, follow my page and DM me, so that you can get more info about the next course. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Aman. All the relevant links will be uploaded in the description of this video. Hasta el próximo capítulo de Español por Dentro. Ciao.
Thank you.